All right, what's going on, everyone? Good morning. Got a good conversation today. Got some pretty cool technology that's out in the market that I personally have a lot of love for. Um, from my childhood, I'm gonna pull up a specific example of that so that we can take a look and dive into some pretty cool tech. This will be a nice short one, but we are gonna see our first one of our first views of holograms in real life. Yes, like real live holograms and how they're being used, specifically with uh, WebEx and their holographic technology that's powered by Magic Leap 2. But for those of you that don't know, I'm Rob Petrosino, futurist technologist, all around great guy, and here to make you feel comfortable with technology and the future of technology and going out and being advocate for this tech in your own life as well as in your organization. So with that, I realize my lighting's a little rough. I gotta turn this light on. There we go. Sorry, camera will adjust much better, much less dark. You can actually see my face, which is a nice one. But with that, holograms have always been a fable. They've been absolutely something that people were interested in and always thought of as the future. And now we're gonna get it live and in techno color, as I like to say. So, really cool. Note here is that. We're gonna hop over to the screen share. We're gonna watch one of the most famous clips ever related to holograms, and to bring my Star Trek and Star Wars people together. We're gonna actually hit both of those, but we're gonna transition over to the screen share now and take a look at an incredibly famous clip that some of you may have seen before. All right, let's head on over to the screen share. So not surprising,
Now let's see if we can't figure out what you are, my little friend.
one of the most famous scenes in
And where
movie
you
history
come
related to holograms.
I saw part of the message.
I
Right.
seem to have found it.
We'll sit back for a second and enjoy this.
Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable
Right,
to
so we
present
have
my father's request to you
R2-D2
in person.
uh,
My ship has fallen under attack,
presenting
and I'm afraid my mission to
a
bring you to Alderaan has
hologram
failed.
to
I have placed information
Luke
vital to the
and
survival of the
Obi-Wan,
rebellion into the memory
a
systems of the
recorded
Zartu.
video that's
My father
played
will know how to retrieve them.
through
You
R2-D2
must see
directly
this
in
droid
front of
safely
everyone.
delivered to him
This is
on
probably
Alderaan.
one of the most,
This is our most desperate
high-level
hour.
scenes, one of the most famous
Help me,
scenes
Obi-Wan
ever
Kenobi.
on
My only
any
hope.
platform related to holograms. Super interesting, and one of those that invokes childhood memories for me. But we actually have a lot more. So this is a pretty extreme experience. So I was privy to this information a little bit earlier than we're seeing it on screen here, but I'll head over to this full screen so we can see this. So this character may be familiar to some of those Star Trek fans that are out there, but what we're seeing here is the executives from WebEx discussing and talking about with
Wanted to show you
Techie
this experience
how
in person.
to have
If you put on this
a
Magic Leap 2
fantastic
headset, you can do
new
just that.
experience.
Wow.
And what they're actually
I
going
see
to be able to
somebody
see is a hologram. So George Takei here is going through the WebEx hologram experience powered by the Magic Leap 2 headset. So here you can see one of the other WebEx team members here. He is officially a hologram. This is the pass-through experience that you're able to do on a Magic Leap headset. You can actually see through into the real world and experience, holographic objects. So,
Hi, George. Pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you.
George
So
here
I want to
has a
introduce you to
conversation
WebEx Hologram, which is
about
something that brings
WebEx
people
Hologram,
closer together, no
so
matter how
that
far
people
they
can
are apart.
experience and
And this is
engage
an
with
immersive-
each other directly. They're actually able to have a conversation to each other and actually see how products actually look in 3 dimensions. So a lot of people are wondering what this technology looks like and how this actually works. So imagine wearing a Magic Leap 2 headset, which the presenter has on here, being able to sit in front of an array of cameras that has a little bit of a curve to it, so you get some depth, and that gives you a pretty good experience where you can transition this hologram to another Magic Leap 2 headset using WebEx, which is really interesting. So the nice part is that these physical objects can actually be represented in a couple different ways, where one person can actually have the physical object and the other person can put on the headset and see it, and it can be manipulated and collaborated on. And that conversation is a lot smoother. But the really interesting thing is that you can actually move beyond that and work into virtual objects. So what you're actually getting is two different tracking situations here. You're getting a controller tracking where he's hoping this, but as he moves his hand, it actually manipulates it as well. So, George on the other side is actually being able to see all of this in near real time. So incredibly low latency for this style experience. And what's interesting is that he can reach out his hands and interact with this object as well. So these devices are connected directly to each other, and they can actually see what's happening, in real time, and it feels like that object is right there. He says self-admittedly, this is the early stages of sci-fi, right? And this is the early stages of the holodeck that have been out. So what he's actually doing is bring a lot of technology into here. So you have low latency communication, low latency collaboration here. People can communicate effectively to each other related to these types of tools and different 3D objects, and then communicate. Instead of talking to an avatar, you're talking to a real human, which is a massive benefit. You can actually get eye tracking. You can actually get how people are talking. You can see body language and these things that don't translate well yet for avatars. And the really interesting thing is at the end here, they talk a little bit about what the future looks like. And the biggest portion of the future is actually them talking about what education will look like in the long run. So these types of experiences are here now. What's great is that education and training is a fantastic use case. It's a great way for people to be excited and interested in this type of technology, and ultimately teach and train people a lot more efficiently because they don't have to move between these different systems. So that is our little presentation today. And making sure that people understand that holograms exist, they are out in the market, they are being used. Kudos to WebEx, great job Magic Leap on the device that's available there. And this type of technology is out and ready to go right now. So because it's available right now, you can quite literally start thinking about implementing these type of things, but make sure you're taking a crawl, walk, run approach to these type of solutions, right? Wholesale change and full commitment to WebEx holograms is never advised right out of the gate. Take your time to get there. That's the most important thing. So with that, we'll wrap up today. Holograms are real. Star Trek, Star Wars predicted the future yet again, and that's a great thing to say. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. Make sure you check out the socials, and I will talk to you on the other side.